Hey guys, I have been getting the question, how do I make my sourdough starter more sour? And there's actually a few tips and tricks that you can do, but sourdough bread is sour because of the long fermentation process. We think like, oh, let's just add something that's sour into our recipe and it's gonna make it sour like vinegar. Don't do that. We can just trust the process and know that it's going to get more sour. There's two different points in our sourdough journey that you can lengthen the fermentation process. And the first one is actually with your starter to begin with. So something that you can do is you can just like starve your starter so that it actually develops a hooch on the top, and that liquid on the top, you mix that in, and that is going to, you're gonna smell the difference right away. So if you're feeding your starter every single day, it's not going to get that sour. So if you want to even delay your feeding for 2 days or 3 days, that's going to develop that liquid on the top. You can stir that in and you will already start to smell the difference. So then the next time that you go to feed it, it's already like more potent and more sour. But I actually would feed my dough with that and not feed it, just to like get that more of a longer fermentation process forced in that. So the second way that you can get your sourdough to be more sour is the dough itself. So I highly recommend, if you want a sour sourdough, that you're gonna be fermenting your dough like 72 hours. So that means from the time that you mix up your dough until the time that you bake it should be a minimum of 72 hours. And this is also the sweet spot for people who have like a gluten intolerance. You also wanna ferment past the 72 hours. So what I do when I make my bread is I will feed it maybe a little bit of a lower hydration dough, because as the dough sits, it actually will like eat at all the flour, and that's why our dough can get more like wet throughout the fermentation time. So I just like to kind of feed it the dough thick, and then it's going to last for sure for those like 3 days without it being too wet at the time of baking, which if your dough is too wet when you bake it, then you're gonna actually be dealing with like a flatbread. It's not gonna like have that spring and bounce back like that you would normally want it to. So those are the two ways, just really longer fermentation time, either in the starter or in the dough. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. Or you can join my school community, Sourdough Made Simple, and we'll be happy to answer your questions in there. The link is below. See ya.